Allow microphone access. Okay, so we're now calling Tyrone. Turning the volume up. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
All right, yourself?
Doing good. Just making sure that the audio quality is good. Sounds pretty clear. I'm gonna turn my fan off.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not the best of quality, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make out better than before.
What up? Okay, I hope. It's not to be failure, but a try. We're going to find out what it do.
Yes, 100%. In addition, let me see. Yeah, right. We're gonna find out. Okay, so I think we're good. I think we'll be cooking. Let me see if there's a third option to laptop record. All right, so let's see. Okay, we're live. We're live on the laptop recording and my cell phone. So just in case, we got two backups for audio quality.
Okay.
Okay. All right, ready when you are, brother. I'm just gonna put the phone, the speaker a little bit closer to the phone, and now we're good.
You got to speak that too, ask questions as we go along. So basically, I just want to start it off like this. My name is Goldie, and I'm an artist. You think?
Okay. Your name is what?
Goldie.
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 How do you spell that?
Goldy.
Goldie, like the precious metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I'm an addict.
And you're an addict. Tell me more about yourself, Goldie, and why you became an addict? How did you become an addict?
Well, growing up in the inner city at a young age, I would say from 10 to 12 years old, I got involved in the city life, like every other kid in the inner city. So at 10 years old, I got involved with crack.
Really?
And as I started selling crack, I started selling crack. And at 10, 11 years old, I'm making like 5,000 a day myself. So and I'm doing that 7 days a week, and I'm hustling 7 days a week. So you do that. That's why you're like.
Yeah, Goldie. That's a really young age to be selling crack, and even in the presence of crack, that's a really young age.
Yeah, it is. But then as I'm selling it, that's how I lost my virginity to an addict.
Oh wow.
So when I was selling crack,
Oh
yeah.
my
And
goodness.
then I liked the sex, and that became an addiction because I just wanted more and more. I never had sex I never had sex with a virgin or with a girl my age. I was just sleeping with grown women. So
Right.
I didn't even know how to interact with a girl my age. Because every time I would try to have sex with her, they would say it hurt and too big or whatever the case may be. I didn't have time for that. With a grown woman, they were showing me what to do. You know what I mean? And it was pleasing to be, a young girl, she's inexperienced. She don't know what she's doing. And I don't know either, so I don't even know how to teach her what to do.
Right.
But the grown women, they knew exactly what to do. They were teaching me. So that's why I was addicted to messing with older women. But the older women that were only messing with me were, at that time, at first, was, the drug addict.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is already on the deep end of like something that most people wouldn't even comprehend or be able to discuss with one another. The culture that it's really like a rape culture, but nonetheless, you know, like it's like a little bit of manipulation,
Yeah.
right? They sense that, you know, and in the same way it damages you, you know, because now you're thrown into this maturity level where you can't even resonate with people in your age group. So really you're dealing with some people call it like an old soul, but really
Yeah.
it's like it's inexperienced based in complete and utter, I don't want to say despair, but complete competence and incompetence of others, like, you know, where you should have had a protection or safeguard or role models. It was just completely disregarded because of the addiction and the role that drugs
Yeah.
played in your life and in the life of others around you.
Like honestly, I don't even know how to have a normal relationship because my upbringing wasn't normal. You know what I'm saying? So with a chick, if they would tell me, you know, even if you have a wife, that wife really enjoys that, or that pussy, they would say, not the wife, the
Mm,
woman. That pussy enjoys. You know what I mean? She could be married to you, but still be doing her on the side. So I'm
right.
like, wow, this is what they installing in me as a kid. So it's
Ah,
like, well, I just get pleasure with them. Why even have a commitment with them if the pussy ain't gonna be totally mine? You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right.
it's like
It's
I'm,
like yeah,
I'm
definitely.
just living a life as day to day. You know, just have fun and enjoy their company because technically you never really owned the woman. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that's just how it is.
So how did that
But
inspire
I was
you to do what you do, to do what you did? Did it enrich your pursuit to dominate the how you
yeah
say the field of drug dealing? It became like
well
your drive or
actually yeah
something, or how'd that go?
well it came so fast.
Wow.
Like I said, the first time I started, I, the first day I had over $5,000 and a few ounces of coke myself. That was not working for nobody else. That was mine. You know.
You said
So all the women that was in
you
the
ever
first day I started selling
the
gas.
first day you ever
By the end of the day,
yes,
started hustling.
five
By the
thousand
end of
dollars.
the day, $5,000 cash and a few ounces of cocaine of my own.
How old were you?
So how I'm 10, 11, 12
Oh
years.
my
This is the
gosh.
ages that this stuff.
Okay.
So
Wow.
how now I'm seeing this type of money. How am I supposed to want to like? I'm not school, and then I got a problem with learning. And I'm like, I make more. I seen my teacher's check when I was in the fourth grade, and
Yeah.
that shit was like $800. They get paid every 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm making thousands a day. Why would I want to be a teacher? What do I need education for? I don't
Oh my
understand what do I
goodness.
need to know this stuff when I'm making this right now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I make more than a doctor. I got a beeper just like a doctor got a beeper. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. That is
So,
insanity.
so all the women that was in my neighborhood, all my friends, childhood friends or whatever, they older sisters, I used to have crushes on them. They started messing with that crack, and I started sleeping with them. That's
Oh
how, you know
wow.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Oh
they
my
wanted to
gosh.
mess with me.
Right,
They wanted
right.
to slept with me as a, but I knew they was gonna fall victim to that crack. Because they already,
Oh my
I seen
lord.
that's the history goes. And then
Right.
before you know it, 2, 3 of them, they come in looking, they ain't got no money, and I'm sleeping with them. You know, I'll be telling them, I want you before you start running around and being with everybody. I want you, you know what I mean? While you still got that nice little, curvy body, like
Yeah.
that's how I'm talking to them. Like a kid, you
Now,
know?
just for the clarity's sake, because of the microphone, you said you started sleeping with your
Yeah.
sister's friends, right? But did you also say you were sleeping with teachers, or did I just mishear that?
No, no, no. I said, I seen my teacher's
Right.
paycheck.
Yeah. Right. Right. Every 2 weeks. Right.
But
And
I,
it was like you make
but
more. Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
but
But that's
I didn't
still,
talk to, but
because you're
I was
so
flirting with
influential.
my fourth grade teacher. I was flirting with my fourth grade teacher. I used to rub on her butt and all that. You know, she lived. I used to bring a little. Yeah, I used to bring a little present. I was a ladies' man.
Oh
Even
man.
before I started getting, I
Yeah.
was always a ladies' man. Always liking attracted to older women for some
Now,
reason.
Goldie, just putting things in perspective for you, usually roughly around the age of 10 years old, adolescents are barely learning how to receive change from the clerks and the cashiers. They don't really know how to handle even small bills and quarters, nonetheless $5,000 in one day.
Listen, yo, I don't even know how. You know how I would count my money? I don't know math, bro. I don't even know how to read and write. I would count my money like this. I know how to count like the dollars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 100, or
Mm,
5, 10, 15, 20. I know how to
yeah.
count like that's how I would count my money.
Wow.
And I would put it into 100. I would put it into $100, and then I would count it like 100, until I put it into 1,000. Then I put it in like
Oh my gosh.
$10,000. And that's how I count my money, like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50.
Lord.
That's how I know how much money.
I hear
Yeah,
it.
that's how I will teach myself.
Oh my gosh. So you adapted, and in a sense you overcame, and you learned from the hustle. You learned from the street. So the streets basically taught you not how to just develop your math skills in a sense, right? In a humble way, right? But like metaphorically, right? And kind of literally, it also taught you how to be a man, right? In the sense that you had women leading you and seducing you, and and fully, handing themselves over to you. So I can see how your
But
pursuit was
but
shaped.
that's not it either.
Okay.
I got people that's guys that I grew up with that's older than me. They like 7 years older than me, and
Mm,
they working for me or buying their drugs off of me. I'm imagine that too, though. You
okay.
know,
Wow.
that's a power structure. That's a power structure for a young kid to have and be going through at that age. So
Yeah.
how could you not be addicted to that? That's what I'm getting at. That's an addiction. Just because I
Gotcha.
wasn't using the drugs, that lifestyle, be able to fuck all these grown women and all, like whatever I want to, buy whatever I want to, eat and drink whatever I want to. That's an
Wow.
addiction.
Wow.
And I can do it any time. Like, I stop. What's going to make me want to stop that?
Yes.
Why would I want to go to school? Why
Right.
would I want to go to school when I'm getting fucking 50, 60, 70 fucking thousand a week, man? Your doctor ain't seeing that. Your teacher ain't seeing that. That police officer ain't seeing that. Well, I don't know no career that's gonna give me that type of money. So I didn't know nothing about this job, man. This is like my second job I ever had in my life. And I'm going on 50 years old, bro. My hands are manicured, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the life that I live.
So just a
That's the
question.
life that I live.
No, I hear it. I hear it, and it's supercharged. I don't even know where to begin, but
Six
uh,
figures, bro. Imagine 6 figures. Having
I
your own
can't.
6 figures from 12 years
I'm
old,
physically a
bro.
grown man. I'm 28 years old, going on 20. I haven't even seen that yet, right? So, and
You
I'm pretty
having
sure
that
80%.
repeatedly.
Right, right. So at any point in time,
How can I not?
mm-hmm, yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I mean, money corrupts, right? I mean, how they say, it says in the Bible, bad company corrupts good morals, and I can only imagine, money's not inherently evil, but as it even tells us in the Bible, right? Like, you have good treasures and you have bad treasures, and so like they literally produce of their element. So like, I just wanted to ask, like, if you ever noticed at any time anything like, were you spiritually inclined at all? Did you notice anything like at that time, although you were, a nose to the grindstone, and getting all these thousands of dollars, and fornicating with women, and indulging in everything because you could eat what you want, dress how you want, you could even behave how you want, right? Because money is status. Were you ever in a situation where you said, um there's something moving, right, that I can't see? Like, whether it's good or bad. Was there something else like a ritual or like a powerful person that put you in a position? Like, what was it that
Nah.
no dynamic?
You,
Oh, yeah.
you know what the dynamic was?
What's
My
this?
brother. My brother's only 2 years older than me, right?
Okay.
He's only 2 years older than me.
Huh.
Now, he was like, we all grew up in the same community. Like I said, all these people is older than me and my brother. But
Wow.
you know, they picked my brother to be the leader.
Mm.
He's the leader. He's only 2 years older than me. So by the time he was a juvenile, I was a juvenile when I was doing all this, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
But I watched that from my brother. I watched that from my brother. He was 15 years old when he went to jail for murder. But before then, he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars. He was running the whole area. So
Yeah.
that's how I knew how to be a boss.
Got
I
you.
watched my brother be a boss. So I knew I want to be nothing less than a boss. I'm not going to be no worker type of dude.
Right. Right.
So I came, that's what I emulated. And
Wow.
he was doing it when he was 13, 14. He was the man. So he was getting so much money. It was so long ago. He was wearing silver, man. He had silver fucking Lamborghini
Right. Right.
pieces with
Because
ice on it, bro.
silver was a
You know what
thing.
I mean? That's how long ago. Yeah, that's how long ago he was getting money, bro.
Wow.
So I can still, and it's three of us, three boys. We shared the same room. So I slept under him. So I go under his mattress. The mattress, the whole thing is filled with money, bro.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm watching. Yeah, so I'm watching my brother like, and this is young man. He had cops on the payroll. They was getting bullets. He had bullets for guns we didn't even have yet,
Oh
bro.
my
He was so
gosh.
military. He was way before his time. He was
Wow.
way before his time. And
Right.
and and a friend of mine got jumped. Well, he didn't get jumped. He got beat up and he lied and said he got jumped. And
Mm.
my brother went down there.
Uh-oh.
Dude ended up killing the dude, and my brother ended up going to jail.
Oh.
And my brother was so mad. My brother was so mad, but after years and years, I told my brother that was kind of a blessing. Because you know why?
Mm.
We were so organized. The feds was grabbing people in the early 90s. My brother got locked up like 89. They would
Okay.
have grabbed us. We were so organized. We did so much money. And he was the leader. So they would
Right.
have given him life in prison as a
Right.
fucking kid.
They would have got him
I
on
said,
some more serious
yes, man.
charges.
Because
So,
listen, the feds was
wow.
watching me as a kid. So I know they would have grabbed him. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
got working. Some of my workers that was working in my house got caught with a gun. In
Mm.
93. I'm a juvenile in 93. Running crack houses, making 10,000 a night, bro. So a dude that was in my house that got caught, he got caught with a gun. The feds indicted him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is the feds indicting one of my workers? I'm a juvenile. I don't know how to comprehend this type of stuff.
Mm.
I'm a juvenile, but yet you got FBI indicting my workers? Like, what the hell is going on? So I know they got to be watching me.
Oh, for
And I
sure.
know that because the house that I was running out of, getting 10,000 a night, the state was trying to take the house because they kept running in the house, but they would never find
Mm.
drugs because I
Right.
had a crazy system. I was in there for 2 years getting money, and
Wow.
all the neighbors kept calling the police on me.
Right.
So they was gonna take the house. They was just gonna seize and just take the house from us.
Right. Right. Put you
So
out
the
like,
son just
wow.
burnt the house. He burnt the house down and got insurance money. Because that's what they had to do. Because if not, I was just gonna keep getting money. I was never
Oh
gonna
my
stop,
gosh.
bro.
You're
You
saying
know?
you're saying
Never
the
stop.
owners or someone did a
The owner's son burnt. He
oh
did
my
an
wow.
insurance job
Wow.
before the state. Because the state was gonna take the house. They
Lord
kept
have
sending letters like,
mercy.
yo, y'all stuff get mad fucking complaints and all this stuff. They was gonna just legally take the house. Before they took it, he just burned it and did an insurance job, and he got money and moved into a new house. But
Right, right.
before then, I was burning that house for 2 years straight, bro. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like 15 years old, bro.
Yeah.
How the
Wow.
hell is the feds watching a 15-year-old?
Right, right. They're
I'm damn
building a
not
case for sure. That's for certain.
exactly.
Trying to get you hemmed up. I mean, give you as much time as maximum possible. Like, if you know what I mean, like that's why they sit and investigate and spy on you.
But bro, I've been through so much and getting so much money, man. Like when I was 17 years old, I was constantly like, I'm gonna retire at
Mm,
21, bro.
yeah,
Do you understand the mind frame that is for a kid to be thinking like that? Like, come on, like, who's
yeah.
thinking retirement?
No, I hear you. I hear you. At
Cause
21 to retire, that's insane.
yeah, but that's how much money that's coming in. I said, bro, I'm going to die or I'm going to jail.
And that's a hell of a,
That's
excuse my
what.
language, but that's a hell of a mindset, brother. You really have to be a different person to see how far you've come and be like, okay, I'm, whatever age you are now, and then be like, that person was on a straight track, right, with a goal set in mind. Like just me personally, I didn't think I was gonna make it past 18, and my ultimatum was I'm either gonna be a cartel leader or I'm gonna get my decapitated, and I was fully embracing it. Like I'm ready to get my head chopped off, and loving it too, because it's either rich or die. And then okay, then I hit 18 and I'm living in a trailer park, and I'm like, this is not what I thought it was. Because you have to commit to you gotta sell your soul. You gotta take others' souls and stuff. But like that addiction that you're talking about, that's deadly, and it's not just addiction. It's like it's the addiction to vices. It's the addiction to feeling alive, right? When there's no source
Uh,
of sense of purpose, like you're really just with all your dignity intact, you're trying to find a reason and a purpose to not even a higher power, but like who are you, right? And everybody wants to retire, but you want to do it early because you're in the perfect position to do so. I mean, you had a right plan, but not the right structure, right? Like anybody with that amount of money would be like, I'm gonna set aside the money and retire. Maybe you even had good thoughts, like I'm gonna sell cars, right? Like because we know you don't want to do that forever. I mean, you see what it does to people around you, like you know debilitating, sleeping on the floor, sleeping in the street, people stealing from others just to get some
that's what
change.
that's what that's what really got me, to be honest. Because I see all the people that I grew up a lot, even love me. They destroyed our community, man. I'm like,
Mm,
wow. Like, it was so, everybody's totally different. I'm like, man, this is crazy. And I'm telling these people, my own people, does, man. So it started affecting my conscience.
mm,
So,
wow.
so back in '92, one of my drivers,
Mm-hmm.
he
Wow.
got family in New
He
He
got
kept
what?
telling me like,
Sorry.
yo, you got, he had family in New Hampshire.
Oh, he had a okay, because the audio kept cutting out right when you say it. He said he had his family in the room.
No, in New Hampshire. They lived in New Hampshire.
Okay, got it. Okay, his family lived in New Hampshire.
So he was like kept asking me how much it was that money. So one day I'm like, all right, fuck it. I
What?
just rode up there with him. I took like a half 2 grand or something.
Hold on. What did he
And I
ask
think
you?
like 2,000.
What did he ask you?
What you say?
Because you said you sent him the money, but what before that when you said he asked you something, he asked you a question, it cut out. You said he asked you what?
Uh, hold on.
Gotcha.
I want to take my earpiece off.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Oh, that sounds way better.
Yeah. So he was telling me to go to New Hampshire because there's mad money out there.
Oh wow.
So eventually, this is '92, bro.
Golly, I wasn't even born yet.
So I went up there with like a 14 and made $2,000 off that shit. It was a wrap. I said, I'm going up there to get money
Oh
now.
gosh.
and to be honest, I was like, I don't feel comfortable because I'm not selling to my own people. I'm selling to white people now.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is
But,
something insane. I've never heard of that.
but then as I get familiar with them, it still bothers me because you come to realize we all people. It ain't no race thing. We humans. You know what I
We
mean?
all hunger the same. Yeah. When the money runs out, the lights go off.
Yeah.
And we're all in the darkness with the heat, and it's unbearable, right? You got to go outside and you start scheming, right? Everybody's survival instincts are the same, right? Like, whether it's integrity or
Yeah,
betrayal.
but I thought I would feel better by not selling it to my own people. But you still selling with people,
Oh yeah,
people's people.
with kids and everything. Oh no.
Exactly.
Oh Lord.
So, but the money is triple out there in the white
Triple.
areas.
Oh gosh.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's an addiction in itself. Why would I turn that down?
Yeah, I agree. I
I'm make
agree.
I get something for fucking $70. It can make 1,200, 2,000 off of it.
That's unheard of. I mean, I,
Exactly.
I don't even know what you was going through your head, like, as far as like investments go, right? Like, who even knows, right? Like, do you even invest that, or do you just splurge and reinvest into your thing?
Yeah,
Like,
just live it.
oh,
Yeah, I'll just live. I would take care of
oh my
everybody.
gosh,
Like
you
we
said it.
got evicted at night when I was in 1990.
Like buying
So I ended
Jordan.
up getting like 3 apartments, and I'm paying for all those apartments my damn self for my family because we deep as a mall
What?
until they got jobs and be able to,
Mm-hmm.
be able to maintain it themselves. But at
Wow.
first, I was the one holding all that down.
Wow.
So, so I became a man at a young age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. And your brother being incarcerated, was he eventually let out? And how did that shape your relationship with him and just like the
Well,
paraphernalia? You're like
he
your
got mad.
mm,
Because he hearing about all the stuff that I'm doing.
yep,
I rose to power. I passed him as far as finances.
yes.
I don't think nobody from my neighborhood
Uh,
outdid me what I did. To be honest,
no, I agree. I agree. I hear it, and I've come to terms with that. Like, it's definitely something that's spirit led. It's in you. It's like it's an innate truth, right? What's understood doesn't have to be explained sometimes. Like, you rose to power, and to this point, I haven't even heard anything about your peers, and like, otherwise you would have been probably friends with them, and they would have been up there grinding, hustling with you, But I mean, like, it sounds like you were just independent up until your brother got locked away. What happened happened, and just the amount of money that you had is like so.
I mean, my
It's
peers,
just
like people we
up
all
and up.
grew up with,
Mm.
it was like we all a crew, but we have our own crew within our crew. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So basically, it was like maybe 2 or 3 power structures, and everybody else was underneath the 4 people.
Mm.
And I was one of the 4 people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
On
Wow.
the top.
Right. Oh God. Lord forgive me.
As a kid, though.
How old
These
when you were in
people
the
are at least 6, 7 years older than
like
me.
when you were in the top four contenders? Like what was your age group around that time? Like 17, 16, or older, younger?
No, they was around 17.
Oh
Some
wow.
in their 20s. Some in their 20s.
And you were younger.
Yeah. The youngest.
Jesus. The youngest. Oh my
And doing
gosh.
the most.
And doing the most. That's
Yeah.
honestly that reminds me of
Bro, I was walking around with like 30,000 in jewelry at fucking 13 years old.
mhm. Wow. And you had the feds watching you. Um
Going in the clubs and all that shit, man. They ain't even liquor stores. I'm not even old enough, but I'm wearing all that jewelry and having all that money. They thinking I'm older.
so were you driving too?
Of course, and I had drivers.
Yeah, I heard you earlier. Honestly, wow, I didn't even. I just thought like they were like,
You hear me?
yeah, no, I heard. I was thinking more like delivery drivers, right? Like, hey, drive this drug here. But no,
No,
you meant
people, that was their
like a
job,
chauffeur, like a limousine.
driving
Like,
me
hey,
around.
man,
Yes,
no way. Park my car,
yes,
valet.
bro.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that sounds like big money. That is big money. That's
One of
big
my
money
drivers, I
moves.
still mess with him. He's almost 70 years old, bro.
No, and he's got stories.
Yes,
Oh gosh. What in the world?
he's still living.
Joe, we gotta get him in on a in on a little
Yeah,
sequel,
he
little
say it all the
sequel.
time. Like, man, you was making millions when you was a kid.
Oh, dang!
That's all he say.
He's a witness, bro. Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Everybody, my family, the community, it is what it is,
I
man.
get it. Wow.
Can't nobody dispute it. How you gonna dispute what happened? What you watched,
This
you
is
witnessed it.
this is a one of a kind, unheard of, unique to its
I felt like I
class.
was in a museum.
This is finally like a brand new type of diamond, honestly.
Yeah, but I need to tell it so that way, we can make money off it. 'Cause that's another thing what I want to tell ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to tell our story, and I want to be able to make what I was making illegally legally.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what's the
Dispute
foundation?
100,000 a
Yeah.
week legally.
What's the
Yeah.
foundation of addiction?
200,000 a week legally.
Right. And can we reverse engineer that addiction in a positive manner where like how come we can
Yes.
how come addiction can make people give you their money but we can't do it out of love and a good foundation? Like legally. Like how you're saying like let's find out that solve that riddle. Like is it people maybe people searching for a truth or are they searching for numbness of the pain because of the lies? Like who knows?
Exactly.
But you know better than anybody here right now. You know what I mean? Like in all my
I
days.
just know it's you battle with, even if you want to do right, sometimes it be calling you. You're like, damn, I could make a click 20,000. Why am I gonna turn that down?
No, yeah, I hear you, and like, yeah, I mean, I've been like, I was in Mexico a couple years ago, and I got family members like you said, I've seen drug addiction tear their family apart, and you just want to tell them like, hey man, you got a wife and kids, why are you doing? You like, if you don't stop now, you're gonna lose all that, and they don't care because they're just hooked, right? But then they look at me and they're like, they're looking at me and they're like, you're the one that should be running this. They're like, you should be the one that goes back to the USA and we send you packages and you distribute them. You got to be that. You should be this guy. We should all be rich right now. You're that man. And I got that sitting in my lap like, okay, well, but at the same time I've weighed and balanced everything in my life and the things that I've gone through, accidentally sending somebody to their death at like 12 years old, sending him to be brutally murdered and executed, and then just realizing like, okay, like if this goes wrong, it's jail time, it's murder and execution, and it's quite possibly the destruction of my nephews and nieces. Like, yeah, I put my cousin on to selling drugs, but now maybe he's beating up his wife, and that's my fault because I'm supplying him with the addiction.
Yeah.
Now he takes advantage of my niece, right? His own daughter. Like you just there's so many the culprits, right? And like with addiction, bro, like especially with the money, like people throw out their morality. And if they're on one, they lose. When you lose your mind, you lose everything. So I was just like, you know what? I could easily be this person. I even got a person over here, on the east side, and we could do this back and forth. But like, really, at what cost, right? It says in the Bible, a man who gives up his soul has gained nothing, right? Even if he gains all the riches in the world, he loses everything because he loses the only one thing that belongs to him, and it's your soul. And so I'm like, I don't want to kill people. I don't want to die. Like, I want to do this honestly, and then just lock into that because if the devil can make a way, God can make a better way, and I believe that wholeheartedly.
And that's why I use that phrase. Why rush yourself when you could just write it in rhymes?
Okay.
telling my story. That's why I'm telling the
Mm,
story. You know, get paid. I'm gonna get the same money that I was getting on the streets
mm-hmm.
legally, telling my story,
Right. And you don't even have to sell yourself short.
my experiences.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. And you know, one thing I learned today is that, and it's literally everything that is how do you say, everything is for the glory of God, right? Everything is for
yeah.
the glory of God, and it tells us, let's see, in Exodus, let me read it for you, because I was just talking to my mom about this. She was telling me, like, son, you know, I'm sorry for the mistake I made when you were 15 and I kicked you out of the house. And I'm like, hey, mom, like, don't even worry. Like, I don't blame you. I don't blame dad. I don't blame the teachers. I don't blame, the president, right? I don't blame nobody because, it says in the Bible, for everything will be for the glory of God. It says in Romans chapter 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. And this is the last one I just want to read. It's Romans chapter 11, verse 36. For of him and through him and to him are all things, to whom the glory forever. To whom be the glory forever. Amen. So, like, even when things go bad, right? Like your whole testimony, right? In the loss and the suffering, right? And the torment and even the learning, it's just like, no matter how much pain it was all for right now, for the glorification of God. And it even tells us that vengeance is his, and he will repay us.
Hmm.
And so, like, that right there is mentioned in Romans chapter 12, verse 19. He says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So literally, all that vengeance, it doesn't even belong to you. It belongs to the Lord, because what? He's going to repay you. So whatever the devil stole from you, and think about it, you're talking millions, you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
God's literally gonna avenge you. What the devil stole, he's gonna replace, and he's gonna multiply it, because what? Vengeance belongs to him, and it is he who repays you. So what you got in store, brother, is such a tremendous testimony that, like, it has only just begun, and
Yeah.
it's nowhere near over.
He store a banquet in front of your enemies, like you say in Psalm 23.
Wow. You
Yeah.
know what's even wonderful? I was just okay, cause I was just walking home, right, from the gym. I got on the bus, and it took me to the bus station. I got on the wrong bus, but it was all for a purpose. And the reason I say this is because you were talking about a banquet, and I was just looking up at the sky, and the clouds were amazing. And I believe it if you want. I have the picture. I'll send it to you. It looked like the Last Supper in the clouds. It looked like a banquet, a literal eating at the table. And I took a picture of it. And before that, it was like Jesus, and then it was like his wife, like a woman, and it was basically like a love, right? Like between a husband and a wife, and it was like in the middle. It almost had like a flame. And I took a picture of that too. And there was then there's a rainbow and a sunrise. And all I'm saying is this: like, the whole thing about a banquet is like, the Lord is preparing a feast right now, and everybody's invited,
Hmm.
and we just have to participate. We just have to raise our hands and be like, I want my plate, right? You know, and what do you want on that plate? This is my favorite foods, because glory be to the King, that because of his inheritance, we deserve everything we ask for, as long as it is in his will, and that we are already
Hmm.
we are already abiding by his will. So the whole thing about the banquet is like, I literally just saw that in the clouds on my way here, took a picture of it, and I just sent it to you too. You probably didn't see it yet, but, like, you know, we just have it's like a prophecy, but we have to live it, breathe it, and be it. Because, for
Yeah.
example, I have a friend, just a little quick little tidbit. I have a friend that last week he called me, and he went through his divorce. He wants to go to church. Okay, I took him to church last Sunday, but get this, it's almost Sunday again, and I haven't heard a word from him. So you got people that go to church, right? And Lord forbid that he doesn't hit me up, but, like, he goes to church one day, but next week he's not out. What happened to the Holy Spirit? You know, it's almost like how I used to be. Like, you just go to the congregation to feel the presence of the Lord, but you don't want to bring your presence to the Lord. You just want to bask in His glory for a moment, because you don't really comprehend He's a living God. And what we're doing is like how when the Lord saved me from my alcoholism and my near death experience, when He said stand and walk for me, I finally understood that when I was a baby and He told me to walk, I was literally crawling, and the moment God spoke to me, I started walking as a toddler. But not only that, the reality of it is, throughout my life, I used to walk for myself, and then at one point, I used to walk for the devil, but now I'm walking for Jesus Christ. So it's like you have different walks of life, very literal, but this one's for eternity, and it's everything we were ever meant to be, ever, in the beginning, before the foundation was laid. And we're just now finding out, because it's all foretold in the gospel, the truth.
Exactly.
Like, Lord Jehovah, he's got a great plan of redemption, right? And the enemy's going to try to, create the mark of the beast and all that too. But we're constructing, as it says in our Father prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Come, thy will be done on
as it is in
earth as it is
heaven.
in heaven.
Yeah, and we're trying to set that kingdom up on earth as it is in heaven, because
As it is in heaven. Yeah.
that's this whole in ink movement, getting it out the mud, Archeon, Psycheon, you name it. When it's not over with, it's just the beginning of something immaculate, something like divine intervention, something more along the lines of immaculate conception, right? Like, you can't even compromise the integrity of the structure that it was built upon. Like, it was immaculate, right? And that's the way I feel about you, bro. I feel like you from the, because look, you got to remember, right? Even when we were they got a name for them, when we were swimming in our dad's ball sack, right? It's like we had to beat the competition, and the odds of just survival on that level, like, that was immaculate conception, and you made it, right? And you're like, over our brothers and sisters, right? And that was a race. You were survival of the fittest, and it doesn't stop there. You kept going, right? You kept going, so you won that race, and you kept winning that race, in school, in the streets, in the dark alleys, and coming out shining. Like, the rainy days are over. What's next? Because you're still a victor, right? You're still a winner, and by God's book, you have a long life to lead, right? Because your life is extended in Him, and the enemy was trying to cut your time short. We all know that. Like, my mom was telling me, son, I regret that I kicked you out of the house 15. That was my biggest mistake I ever made. I said, Mom, listen, because it's all for the glory of God. I know that this is what was best. Because, Mom, if I stayed in Worcester, if I stayed in Massachusetts, I probably would have been dead by now, or worse. I probably would have never found my career. I would have probably never been independent. I said, Mom, listen, like, it's not because of I didn't have a father. I said, Mom, I learned everything that I needed to be, that I wanted to be. I said, I want to be a good father, because I didn't have one. So now I'm gonna be a good father. I wanted somebody to read me bedtime stories, somebody to do the homework with me. I didn't have that, but guess what? Now I'm gonna be that. And and I'm like, and all thanks to God, Mom. Like, don't even. I said, Mom, don't be nostalgic, right? Because here's something I learned yesterday. Depression comes from thinking about the past, and anxiety comes from thinking about the future. So be here now in the present, right? And don't reminisce, don't be nostalgic, but meditate and plan for the future, right? And rejoice in your joy and happiness, right? And tell others, like, instead of looking at these memories and being fond of them, be like grateful for where we are now, and be a leader, and take responsibility. And that's what it's about. It's responsibilities. People that run away from God do not take responsibility. They're afraid of responsibility.
No.
And it's the minute that they take responsibility that, okay, now they have to be accountable for God, right? Because they're ducking him. They're just like, they're fearful. And it's not because they're afraid of death, but it's because of what's inside of them knows it's going to die soon. And I call those demons because they know their time is limited, bro. I've encountered these people head on. And that's part of the reason I got lost on the bus today. Because guess what? There was a girl in front of me and she was on the Chat GPT. And I was like, I leaned over, I was like, hey, you use that too? And she's like, yeah, I said, I got some game for you. Like, let me get your number, this and that. And she started speaking all gibberish, bro. She was like, you know the deal? She's her hands were shaking, bro. She's literally on drugs. She's trembling. Maybe she's coming on. Maybe she's not even on drugs. Maybe she's going on withdrawal, right? But so she's not even on drugs. Maybe she, right? But long story short, she's speaking in tongues to ChatGPT, and she's just like,
Wow.
yeah. And the ChatGPT's like, it seems like you're trying to make a translation, and she's like, I just gave you a 17-second this, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, she goes quiet. She cancels it. And she goes to the typing mode. She copies this. She pastes it over here. I'm watching her. And then she's like, look, this is what it says. It says, it interpreted my tongues. I was like, oh, okay, so you got it down locked. Like you got it obeying your commands and stuff, right? And she's just like, here, you want to try it? And I just, like, you know, spoke tongues to it. But, like, it ain't understanding me. And so she tried to be like, I'm not saying you're demonically possessed, but like, I mean, but I told her, I was like, you believe in Jesus? Yeah, he's the only one. I'm like, okay, you're on the right track, you know, but like, I couldn't tell her much, but she literally spoke out like, yeah, yeah, this is the thing, but, you know, they're also building the beast with it. So like, this, that, and the other. And I was just like, I had to step back because she's going through some things where she's judging me unrighteously. And I told her though, I gave her scriptures like, listen, we judge each other righteously based off of the fruits. And I'm talking to you about Jesus Christ. And she's talking about there's something in me and intentions and this and that. And I was like, hey, I was just gonna put you ahead of the game because honestly, I'm way ahead right now. And and she's over here talking like, and I'm not gonna say that about her, right? But she's just talking to a computer. And I was like, listen, I know that you understand me in the spirit better than that computer could ever understand me. And that, you know, but like, if you ever need help, go to the Holy Spirit. And she's like, yeah, you know, and she started teaching me things. And I'm just like, I had to correct her on a couple things, you know, but so then I'm like, I'm looking at my map and I'm like, dude, this thing's going in the wrong direction. I'm going back in the direction I started. But then I got off the bus and I'm like, thank you, God. Cause I had to meet that girl. I had to talk to that girl. I had to plant that seed. I had to pray for that woman. You feel me? And I'm back where I got on the bus. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this walk because the storm's coming in. But thank you, Jesus, for everything because you're working right now. And I see it. I see it that like people, that's the other revelation because I told you about the girl I'm talking to and she has no clue what ChatGPT is. She's like, one of them's like, and you made this? And I'm like, yeah, it's something I'm working on. And another one's like, is that your friend? And I was like, no, like, I'm not even gonna go into explaining it because like, listen, one day, and she works in a warehouse, right? So the fact that she doesn't see it around her says a lot. That there's 100 people around her and she isn't even aware of the circumstances of this technological advancement, right? And so now you got this girl on the bus and she's using it, but she's talking jibba jabba to it, because here's the thing, the language of God is only for God, and you know you can be interpreted by interpreters with the gift of interpretation, but I highly doubt that it can get the entire message of spiritually what we're saying. But I'm like, if that's what she's working on, that's some next level software engineering, because like I could go into that myself, but honestly, I don't have faith in it. But it was revealed to me, like, she's straight speaking into tongues in it, like, all day. You know what I mean? Like, because I didn't even notice until she started, she's like, wait, hold on. And she's like, she pulls out her phone, she's speaking in tongues to it. And I'm like, what in the world? You know, but I saw that and I'm like, dude, the world is lost. But, you know, by the time we come around, people are gonna start getting found, right? And all glory to Jesus, because
Yeah.
he's moving mountains, right? Like all this debris that you're clearing off of your name, right? It's foretold in the Bible, right? That we, right, we will be saved by the what? The blood and the testimony of our brothers and sisters. And this is a scripture that's told in Revelations 12, chapter 12, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of the testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So literally, you're clearing this debris off of your name. It's almost like a zombie resurrection. Like you're wiping the dirt off your suit, and the flesh is coming off, and underneath it's a living body. All that dead flesh is coming, because like you're bringing revival to a situation where people are going to hear your story of a dead man who is living now in Christ, because it's foretold in the Word of God, Revelation chapter 12, verse 11, that they will be saved by the word of their testimony. So God himself, his word everlasting, unchanging, is literally speaking prophecy about your life, saying that your testimony that you're telling right now is going to save your brothers and sisters, along with the blood of the Lamb. So you are literally like a lifeguard right now on duty, and you got all the life rafts. You got a factory of a plethora of overstock, and you got a conveyor belt right at your feet. Everybody's drowning on the Titanic, and you got all these life rafts, and you're just throwing them out, saving lives, bro. And that's your testimony, bro. That's your story that you're telling right now. So let it be known, brother. Like liberate your brothers and sisters, because you're not just getting this weight up off your chest and giving it to God. All glory to him. But like you are lifting the weight off of your brothers and sisters, because now they have someone to relate to, even if they were in a position close to this one, proximity. Maybe they had a brother or sister that was like you, or maybe they could comprehend them better because of you, or traumas of being in this situation. Like maybe they were your neighbor, and maybe their lights got cut off, but you had a lot of money, and then they saw something happening. They never understand it until they know what happened in your shoes, like why and what happened to you. And it's not necessarily something that happened to you, but I'm gonna let you know about the third and fourth generation, and that's something that I just spoke with my mother about, because it tells us in the Bible, in Exodus chapter 20, verse 5, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, not serve them, for I the Lord thy God am a jealous God. And here we go. Here's the revelation. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, right? So God is telling you, I thy Lord God am a jealous God. And he does what? He visits the iniquity of the fathers. Here we go. Upon the children. Here we go. Onto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So your forefathers, 3 to 4 generations ago, that hated God, right? He is visiting the iniquities of them now. So you are either the 3rd or 4th generation of your forefathers that hated him, because he's visiting their iniquities now. And so you're dealing with this, right? As we go along, it's like I'm realizing, I told my mom that, like, Mom, check this out. I just found this out in Revelations, forgive me. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 5, right? That unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, that for I, the Lord God, the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers. Like Mom, like, don't trip, don't worry about it, because it was ordained by God that I deal with this. It's my duty to come and put an end to this suffering, right? I had to go through the things that I went through, but reality is there was no better person to do it but me, right? Like, God created me for this moment, for the glory is his. Even if I suffered, it was so that I could be a better man. And it's not because of my inequities, but because of the inequities of my forefathers. So literally, these inequities, they are not visited. They're literally, he jumps over a couple generations. You got generations that they don't even deal with anything, right? I got my grandpas and grandparents. Maybe they went through some things, but you don't hear about these things. Otherwise, we would have been talking about it right now. Oh yeah, my great grandfather was religious, right? No, nobody. They were just like, you know, civil land engineers. You know, the little farmers. You know, little bulls and building houses out of cobblestone. Right, nothing too spectacular. Growing corn, selling radishes. You know, like nothing stupendous up until that alcoholism carries on to the third and fourth generation. So literally, like, I think that's us. You know, I think that's you. I think that's me. I think that's a lot of us. We're coming around that third, fourth generation of these inequities that have to be visited, right? And it's like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna let it die, or does the lineage end with you, or is God gonna keep blessing your descendants? Is He gonna keep allowing us to have a legacy and procreate and have children and continue his life, right? Because you want to have kids and
Well, I think
yeah.
we got enough right now to start with. I think she's lock that in and start putting it into the chat GBT, and
Okay.
then we can keep building off of it.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And we're exactly at 55 minutes. Literally
Yes.
55 minutes and 55 seconds on my iPhone, and 54 minutes over here on the laptop. But I'm gonna upload both of
Okay.
those. Get both of the transcripts. Upload them privately to YouTube, and once those are done uploading, I'm gonna do the whole transcript and lock it in with ChatGPT on our OS that we've built, story mode,
Okay.
engaging the scribes, the authors, all the program that we've built into the comprehension of being authors, the authorship.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate you, and it was good talking to you,
You
Goldie.
too.
Man, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Good night.
And we're locked in on the next one. We'll continue on so we can keep feeding the machine, the beast.
Right, yeah. I hear you, bro. Once those trumpets sound, bro, I mean it's game time, bro. Get your armor on, cause honestly,
Yeah.
we're going
I'm
up.
just curious. I'm just curious to see when you put it into ChatGPT what it's gonna start creating, because it's gonna start getting familiar with our algorithms.
Right. And the other thing is, right. That's the thing. It's gonna be able to distinguish between you and I, our personalities, and I just want to say that whatever audio quality you got going on, we should lock that in, or maybe even a better sound quality for your headphones if you have to hold your phone.
Yeah.
Because this by far is going to be 100% transcribed without an issue. We're gonna be able to get the subtitles for this. Ever since you took off your headphones, it was like pristine, like it's like you're in the room.
Okay.
And so we wanna maintain this just in case the first half didn't get locked down. We got a major part. Like the first 20 minutes, you had your headphones, but hey, we got good 40 minutes of just solid stuff. So. Yep, I'll end this recording, and we're on, money. All right, Goldie.
All right, brother.
All right, we're locking in. Oh, and then
All right.
tomorrow I got Saturday and Sunday, so I'm gonna be able to lock in I'm gonna draft it up with ChatGPT the contract. There's a contract that we're gonna work it out for the both of us. We're both owners, you know, and bada bing, bada boom, and I'm gonna shoot that your way as soon as we work out that stuff, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
All right, God bless, and bye.
God bless.
Okay, I just stopped the recording.